Yo, video number 4. You know what I'm saying? Today's video, I'm going to be talking about market structure. That's basically how it works, like which way the market's going, up or down, or consolidation, which is sideways in a choppy line. Right. So today I'll just be showing you guys examples of that on an actual chart, and we're gonna get into it. And it's low key like a perfect time to show you guys because we are hitting all time highs, right? Which is can be easy or tough depending on how you trade. Me personally, it don't fucking matter, right? It doesn't matter. I'm gonna find a way regardless, right? So yeah. So market structure is just the way price moves, aka price is the way it's just the candles, right? So it never moves in a straight line. It always moves in like ebbs and flows, ups and downs, highs and lows, right? So understanding those highs and lows are very important for bias. You always want to trade with the trend. So stuff like that is very, very, very important, right? So I'm going to be teaching you guys that today, basically knowing what an uptrend is and downtrend, excuse me, and consolidation. So that's what we're going to be learning today. I'm going to show you guys examples, and it's basically you want to identify the higher. That makes no sense. You want to identify the market structure on a higher time frame, like the 45-minute, 1 hour, 4 hour, the daily. That's kind of how you want to identify your market structure, right? So you never want to identify your market structure on anything below 45 minutes. That's me personally what I do. So, and you guys are watching me, so I'm telling you guys what I do, right? So I'm gonna get into that. Show you guys what that is, draw some examples and whatnot, and we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. So I'm gonna do my little snappy thing again, or I might change it up this time. I might hit him with the boom, boom, boom. All right, so here we have a nothing. I'm gonna just give you guys an example, like just me drawing it out. I gotta low key find where the drawing tool is at. Yeah, so this is an uptrend. Bam, 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 bam. This is what you call an uptrend. And when you have an uptrend, you create higher highs, right? Let me write this out for you guys. Higher high. HH just means higher high. Damn, you probably can't even see that shit. Higher high, right? So on and so on. Can we duplicate these? No? Okay. So each one, higher high, right? Again, higher high, right? When you create these higher highs, that's just an indication of an uptrend. That's just the easiest way that I look at it, right? This point is higher than this point, so this is a higher high. This point is higher than this point, so this is a higher high, and so on, right? And now these points, you might be wondering what these points right here mean. These are just higher lows. You know why? Because they are the low of the higher. Oh, we're getting... Oh, my fault, guys. I got a little distracted. Higher low, right? It's just the low of the high. Hopefully that's making sense, right? Higher low. Higher low, right? That's an uptrend. That's literally it, but in just drawing lines. Vice versa. Bam, 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 bam. You get the memo, right? But now it's the opposite. Lower high. Oh, shit. This is a lower high up here. Lower high, right? probably have my caps on. Lower high. And you will call these points down here lower lows. So LL. All caps here. LL. Lower low. Lower low. Right. Lower low. This is a higher low because this high is lower than this high. This high is lower than this high. This high is lower than this high, right? This is a lower low because this low is lower than this low. This low is lower than this low, and so on and so on, right? So that's why we call them higher high, higher highs, higher lows, lower highs, lower lows, shit like that. That's important for market structure, right? This is just a trend. So this trend will be called uptrend. This trend will be called downtrend. Or you can call it bullish trend, bearish trend, bullish price movement, bearish price movement, whatever you want to call it. You know, this is just the simplest way to do it, right? So now you guys can take a picture of this if you want, screenshot it, do what you gotta do. But now I'll show you an actual chart, and we are on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, the 4-hour time frame. I want to favorite this. But so we're gonna get into it, show you guys what higher highs are and trend and whatnot. Let me get back to the 4-hour. Bam. So we have an uptrend right here, right? Uptrend right here. You guys see it? So this is called an uptrend. Now I'm finna mark out the higher highs. Higher high. Higher high. High. Oh shit, that's crooked. Higher high. Higher high. Higher high. So those, it's just the points, the ebbs and flows of the overall trend, right? And same thing for down here for the higher lows, right? So this is what an uptrend will look like on a daily time frame, or not a daily time frame, but a 4-hour time frame. This is how I look at it. It's pretty simple. All-time highs. This right here is what you consider fucking chop. Consolidation, right? Consolidation. Here you could consider this a downtrend because the overall trend is going down. You see that? That's a downtrend. On here, another downtrend, right? The overall trend is going down. Another downtrend here. The overall trend is down. Oh shit, what we got here? An uptrend, right? We're chasing all-time highs here, right? Downtrend, uptrend. So that's just how I look at it in the market. And yeah, man. This is how you look at it. This is how I identify it too. And I also use a few other tools, but we're not going to get into that today to really help me identify market structure, right? You guys gotta tap in for that secret sauce. All right, you guys gotta tap into the inner circle for that secret sauce. You know what I'm saying? Link in bio, link in description. But this is pretty much it, market structure wise. I don't really put too much thought into this. I put a good amount, but like not to where, you know, don't be stressing this, right? Bam. Uptrend, downtrend, move on with your day, right? Identify the trend, identify your bias, move on. Don't spend 20 minutes trying to figure out what the fuck is this. If it looks too confusing and you bring out your tool and you can't draw a diagonal line and it's not really making sense, move on. Don't even worry about it. Just go to try to trade. or don't even trade that day if you can't figure it out. All right. But most of the time it's pretty clear, like uptrend. See, we were trending up here. Clear uptrend here. Downtrend here. Then we V-shaped up. So shit like that, man. But this is really it for the market structure video. Hopefully you guys, took something away from this market structure video. Higher highs, higher lows, uptrend, downtrend. Don't put too much. Don't try to confuse yourself, right? Just follow the trend. Trade with the trend. I always say trade with the trend, but don't be married to trading with the trend, right? Because you can always catch a quick reversal, make money, all right? But you always want to, mostly follow the trend or trade with the trend, right? And so that is market structure in my terms and how I look at market structure. Now you might find another video and somebody else might say market structure is this. Well, this is what works for me. You guys clicked on my videos to learn how I look at it, right? So this is how I make it make sense. So if you guys have any questions, comment, text me, DM me. I respond. I'm not going to respond to you. So just hit me up if you got any questions or if something doesn't make sense, and we can figure it out for you. But this is the basic way how I look at it. Uptrend, downtrend, uptrend, downtrend. I don't worry about breaking structure, all that. I don't deal with all that. That shit gives me a headache thinking about it. But that is it for you guys, and I appreciate, once again, you watching the videos. Hopefully you guys continue through and watching the whole series, and I'll see you guys in video 4.